Welcome back to Tennessee Valley this morning. Once again, Joe and Kim Palo with you on this Monday. We're now joined by Ashley Raburn. And Ashley has joined us today. We're going to talk a little bit about Mattel's line of He-Man. It was toys that came out back in what, I guess the mid-'80s?
Early 80s.
Early 80s. Yeah, and what a great, if you were a kid that was brought up during that time, everybody remembers He-Man by the Power of Grayskull. I am the power. Ashley, first of all, thank you for being with us, and let's talk about He-Man. I know it's a topic that's very close to your heart.
Here he goes. Talk about He-Man.
Okay. Well, He-Man, what do you want to know about?
Well, okay, you told us the other night
Yeah.
a little bit how He-Man came about.
Right. He-Man was a line. They were trying to fix Mattel, essentially, and in doing so, they came up with a few lines. Different designers, toy designers came out, and they were going to. What came out is the idea of He-Man was he was going to be everything. You know, they were going to make different lines, a army line, a barbarian line, as we got, and then like a space line. And those they didn't like that, but what they did like was the barbarian line. So that's how that particular character came to be. And there's early designs of those things that you can find online. You can see some of the early designs for that.
Now, first, the reason why we know Ashley and we've known him, for a long time, but he has an exhibit here at Cleveland State that's up in the library. Tell us a little bit about that and how people can come see it and what all you've got available.
The exhibit, we have 4 cases, and it's just of things that I've collected over the years. And here's a video now of the collection. We have 4 cases. And it's at Cleveland State, and you can come and see that in the library. It's during our business hours. The library is open from 8 in the morning until 8 at night during Monday through Thursday, and then I think they're open until 4:30 on Friday. So you can come, and in this collection, I've got all kinds of things, including animation cells, which are actual production animation cells. I have scripts from the cartoon series. I have toys. Those are some vehicles. The castles, Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain's coming up. The Fright Zone is next. And all of these,
can remember all that?
I know, we had every bit of that.
And all of these are different toys. That's the She-Ra line there, and which was the girls line, the line designed for female viewers. And here's some of the other places. The Slime Pit there. And these are the classics. These are remakes. They're reimagined, kind of they're based on the mentality of the original line, but with a new production quality. And
there's
a lunchbox there, and that's
how sweet. Now you got an email from a lady that brought her grandson. Tell us a little bit about that.
I did, and this was fantastic. As you know, I've had a couple. There's been a couple articles in the paper about the exhibit. Things like that, and this lady saw that and decided her grandson saw it in the paper and wanted to come see it. So I'm going to read this email, and she says, "I brought my 5-year-old grandson to Cleveland State Tuesday after we saw the picture in the paper Sunday of your collection. We stayed about 45 minutes with his nose against the glass of the cases. He asked me to read all the signs and boxes several times. Since I have no knowledge of the different characters, I couldn't identify the castles and vehicles and figures which were not labeled. When we came home, we went on the computer to try to figure out what some of the things that he had seen was. What a great learning experience. You tell me, because I guess it's a boy thing. Where does this interest come from? James loves Star Wars figures, but he's seen all the movies. As far as I know, he hasn't seen any of the Masters of the Universe movies or TV. Anyways, thank you for sharing your collection with everyone. We really enjoyed seeing it." So to me, that makes the collection of me having it on display valid. I mean,
and what a great grandma there.
And
to go and spend time, up there.
So I thank you if you're watching. For coming to see it, because that's why I did it, was to have this.
Now, are the cartoons still on? I mean, I know they are, but I didn't know if they were on Nickelodeon.
You can see them on Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix. They might play them on the Hub. I'm not sure. They play more Hasbro-oriented cartoons there. But you can see them on Netflix. A lot of the filmation, I'm also a big fan of the Filmation cartoons.
Right.
Brave Star, Black Star. They did a Flash Gordon cartoon, She-Ra, He-Man, Ghostbusters. Not the real Ghostbusters, but Filmation Ghostbusters. Lots of things like that. So neat things. I brought a couple things.
Yeah, let's see
Let's
some
see
of
what
these.
you got.
See some of these. I know it'll
Now,
take
you
you
folks
guys
may
down.
remember some of this stuff.
Right.
The memory lane.
Oh.
So here's Skeletor, and this Skeletor is a little interesting because this is a first run Skeletor,
Okay.
and you can tell because in this guy he doesn't have, and I know the camera probably can't see this, but he has the purple on the front, but not on the back. So this was the first release of a Skeletor. So little neat things like that, and they only made him like that for one run.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow, you
so,
got that,
it's pretty-
huh? Look at
not,
you.
Not incredibly rare, not incredibly valuable. And as I've told some other people, is that the value of these aren't monetary so much. They made so many of them back then. And then this is my personal He-Man. This is the one I had
when you were
as a kid.
No
So
kidding.
he's been played with. His legs are a little wobbly, but I am quite fond of this guy. This guy sits. I don't take him out much.
Okay,
But
look at him. He
sits
got to come on TV.
on my desk at home.
Okay, we got a
let's-
couple of minutes, so show us some more here. I know we
right.
got the sword.
That's right.
Yeah, and here's your guys' favorite.
Right,
Yes, Moss
Man.
Man.
Moss Man.
He was a little stinky
Yeah.
when he came out of the box.
And yes, I do have this, which I had as
Wow.
a kid.
It's a laser light.
I had this as a kid, and mine broke because I played with it all the time.
So did
And-
Corey's.
But my grandmother passed away a while back, and they were going through her house, and they found this in there. So which was probably purchased for me
Right.
or someone. And that was nice.
Oh, that
to
is
find,
nice.
Oh,
Yeah, no
yeah.
kidding. That was a great
And
thing.
what a great hobby. I mean, everybody needs a hobby. And I know Ashley's, if you were to see his office, he's got collections of things and a collection hobby is a great thing to have
It is.
because you're right. It's not the monetary value, it's the sentimental value.
Right.
If somebody came and offered
the
you money
history.
for all this, right, in the history, you probably wouldn't even want to sell it because it brings you back the memories of what it was back then.
Right. It's definitely not, with He-Man especially, like Transformers, there's some money in that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
He-Man, the money just isn't,
It isn't there.
it
There
isn't
was just
there.
so
I mean, it was
mass-produced.
so mass-produced.
And for so many
and
years.
they lasted so long, so
Right.
they didn't break. So you
Right.
don't have this
I think
huge
I have a
breakage.
couple of pieces in the
We've
garage.
got them. We got to find them. We find them, we'll give them to Ashley. I know
That's
Corey's in.
right. So if anybody has a donation to Ashley,
Well,
he's here at Cleveland.
Real quick,
State
Ashley,
He-Man.
again, the display is set up at the library, and again, the hours. Folks want to stop by?
8 o'clock in the morning to 8 at night, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And then till 4:30 on Friday.
Fridays.
And I think they're open till noon on Saturday.
Oh, really?
And it's
Okay.
right there in the library. You can come. There's 4 cases, 1 in the front, 3 in the back. And you can come see it.
You
Right.
need to stop by and see it because this guy's put a lot of time and effort into this, and not to mention a little bit of dollars
That's
because he
right.
buys it off.
And everybody say, oh, for his wife, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
But she did. She helped me spend 4 hours putting it together. The
No,
good
kidding.
for
That's
her.
a good wife.
That's
She
a
did.
good
She is
wife.
a good
I'd
lady.
have not done that in a million
All right,
years.
Ashley, thank you so much for being with
Thank
us and
you so
sharing that
much.
with us.
That's
Again,
right.
folks, at the Cleveland State Community College Library, go by and see the display. It'll be there until when?
End of February.
End of
End of
February. So you still got a
February.
month. Good deal. All right, that's going to do it for us for this Monday. We sure thank you for joining us here on Tennessee Valley this morning. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you Wednesday